leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer, they circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives
Live
here on Strong Island Television in Paradise Studios
in
beautiful
downtown
we're going to say,
Massapequa.
New York.
Well, they always say downtown.
Richie, who
Yes.
is the show brought to us by, Rich?
Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
Good
Thank you
people.
yes.
Michael Barasch, good people. Richie, it's nice to have you in the studio.
Yes.
2 weeks in a row. Hello, Patrick.
Unbelievable.
Let's say hello to Patrick McDonald. This guy
Oh,
every
yeah.
week comes on and says
Hello,
it's Johnny
Patrick.
Plug time. Patrick, when we do have our show in the studio, we are flying you out to be on the show. He's in
Wow.
Jersey.
Oh,
Can we
that's
do
great.
that? Can we fly helicopter?
We'll do
We're
helicopter.
gonna fly
right.
Patrick and Kim from Tucson, Arizona to the show. Hey, Kim. So it's nice to have you back in studio, Rich. I know you were here last week,
I was here last week.
but a lot of people watched the show and they said, "Was Rich there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he was here."
But unfortunately,
You
I won't be here next week.
yes.
But fortunately, Roseanne Sorrentino.
Now you're wrong there because
Oh.
nepotism. What does nepotism mean? Am I using it correctly?
Yes, family member.
My son said this to me the other day.
Right.
He goes, "Hey, Dad, my pickleball league ends tonight.
Oh.
I'm available on Wednesdays now." So the kid thinks now that he's available, I got to use him.
I get you.
You know, but
So he aspired to be on this show.
yes, look at how nice that
Look
looks.
at that. It's
We are so
unbelievable.
excited about our new well, at least I am.
It's like we're sitting in the street in front of your fire.
where I sat many a day
Yeah, I bet.
after I cooked. They said, "Get out in the
Did you
street."
guys open up the fire hydrants? What is the law on that?
The law is
In the city, they open up the fire hydrants.
yeah, no, it's legal because they have the caps. They have the caps that shoot the sprinkler out. I never did it.
The general public, do they take off the cap, or the fire department comes and puts a sprinkler cap on it?
I don't really know the answer.
You should
to the
know that. You
question.
work
I
in
know
the
I
city.
should, but I didn't work in the areas where they had the sprinklers usually.
Oh. We need to have a guest on and just talk about that.
Sprinklers, yeah, that'd
one
be
night.
interesting. Let's.
I know.
Mr. Fun.
I know because I asked one of the guys at one of our comedy shows, and it was something that was done mostly in the 70s and 80s as
Right.
a way to get to know the community, and it really wasn't legal or endorsed by the FDNY.
But it was
but
allowed.
the guys did it exactly.
Still do it, but they still do it.
Yep, they do still do it.
Now,
Yes.
does the water run low?
Don't ask him questions. He'll
Okay.
stay.
Does the water run low?
No,
in a
that's why they
fire
put the
hydrant?
caps. That's why they put the caps, so it uses less water.
Oh, I get
Right?
it.
If you didn't have the cap on, it would be pouring out, and so that's good. So this week, Richie,
Yeah.
I did a private event.
Yeah.
Now you hired for a lot of private events.
Yes.
You're Rich Walker, but not me. Not me. So I was hired for this Alliance Club. RuPaul was the governor of this district, and
RuPaul.
her name is RuPaul. She is an Indian woman, sweet lady. We had a ball, but what happened was at the last minute, all right, John, you're going up, and they were eating. Now, Richie, as a comic, we hate that, right?
Well,
so I said,
why didn't you say after?
wait, I initially
okay,
said that when we
okay.
discussed it on the phone, but
Yeah.
when you get there, somebody's running the night.
Don't matter.
She was in charge, but somebody else comes, John, because they had a bunch of things after dinner.
Right.
John, you're going up next. I go, ho, ho. I panicked. I went, ho, ho. I said, no, I can't go up when they're eating. Nobody's going to pay attention. They're going to be left.
Right.
She goes, well, we do have a 15-minute window in between the salad and the main course, the
Right.
steak, the prime
Yeah.
rib. I said, put me in, coach, right there, right? And I had so much fun with it because I kept turning to the waitresses at the kitchen, standing at the door going, hey, I'm not holding up the steak, right? The steak, if it's ready, let me know.
Right.
So I fitted. Let me tell you, Richie, I had a ball.
Really?
Had a good time.
Now,
Yeah.
the big question.
Yes.
Did they have a ball?
Well, let's not get crazy. They were waiting.
One
for
out of 300.
They
Not
got
bad.
excited when the prime rib and the fish came out. Put it that
During
way.
your set.
During my set, I got a lot of this, and then the prime rib, the fish came out,
Yeah.
and they all stood up and applauded, like, "All right, we want to eat."
Well,
It's a lot of fun. Thank you for having me, the Lions Club.
they're great people, the Lions Club. But
the
I
best.
just want to say, this has nothing to do with the
Are we
Lions
rocking
Club.
too much?
I'm enjoying.
Butcher's gonna
We're
come on any
enjoying our
second and go,
seats. Look.
Yeah, we are casual.
Right.
This is a casual show.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're rocking.
So
and-
my question to you is, why won't you put in a contract?
Yeah.
The comedian's performance is after the main course, before dessert.
I have not written out a contract, in years. I work on the handshake like old school. All right. Oh,
Do you have a lot of cancellations?
yes. No, not a lot.
I have zero.
All right.
Once they pay and they know they're going to lose their deposit, I can guarantee you that show goes on.
You know me. I deal with a lot of fire department charities.
Yeah,
and different,
well,
so I don't want to. I don't want to do that. But you're right. You're right.
Right makes right, and you got to protect yourself, because the embarrassing phone calls when you have to call the comedians and say, "I am so sorry,
very sorry,
but they canceled, but I'm going to pay you in full anyway."
Right, and that call never comes from Johnny.
That's right.
In fact, they always say to me when I give them the price I'm paying them, "No, we want to be paid in full."
Yeah.
Like I'll tell them how much I'm paying them, and they say, "No. Not only the deposit, what is the full amount that you're paying?"
You want to hear something on the inside? I actually sued a restaurant that canceled the gig on me the day before, and I won. Small claims court.
Okay.
And the judge says, "Wait, you're only getting paid this much money for a show? I'm going to give you double."
Is that what he said? No.
He gave me a full payment, though.
Well, you're entitled. You're entitled. You're a funny guy. I killed. You know how I never say I killed? I always tell comics. And listen, Alex is right here. And Alex, listen to this lesson of somebody who's been in the business a long time and has no respect for many comics. Never say you killed. Most times it's not true, first of all. I know but never say. Let John LaRocchia and Rich Walker say Alex killed. It means a lot more.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you something, and I've never said this. I killed the other day, Alex. I read a book to my grandson's first grade class.
Yes,
How to Babysit a Grandpa.
That's the name of the book.
I got laughs. By I don't know.
Oh.
I got laughs up the wazoo and questions.
Not easy to make kids laugh either.
No.
Right.
But questions, like the first question I asked them is, who's babysitting who? Are the kids or the grandpa? And this brought up a lot of discussion from them.
Right.
You know, and I was getting questions that had nothing to do with the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They raised their hand like,
what
all right, okay, John's grandpa, Vincent's grandpa, I have a question. Sure, what's the question? How far do you live from Vincent? I'm like, what? No, that's not a question. So, but they're so cute. I could have stayed in that classroom all day. You know, the teacher was going like this.
Wow.
You know, because I was supposed to be there 15 years.
Wrap it up.
She's shooting spitballs.
Start reading the book.
She's
Wrap
shooting
it up.
spitballs at Vincent's grandpa, get off. And an email was sent out. No more grandpas can read.
That's funny.
Oh, it was so much fun. Good
so
kids.
You had fun. Vincent, was he proud of his granddad?
Oh, it was so cool because it's mystery reader. So he didn't know I was coming in. So when I turned the corner, he got all excited.
Go, leave.
Right. And then he said this. His first words were, "Oh, I thought it was going to be Mom." So he had some indication, I think, that it was his mystery reader.
Nothing like a good inside family joke.
But you know what's good is he comes up and sits next to me. They have a little chair. So he was all proud. He was leaning on me, you know. But then he started, being 7 again. I'm reading the book and he's turning it around and you know. So I got out of there quick. Yeah. I did the right thing.
Good for you.
I did the right thing.
I wish I was there.
I wish you were there too.
Did you record that so you could put that on your website to do
I was
other
not
children's
allowed.
readings?
I was not allowed to take pictures.
Right.
In fact, I accidentally put a picture on Facebook. I took it down. Yeah. Because I was only allowed to take a picture with
Vincent.
You can't
put other people's children on Facebook.
No. So that was that. And what was worse, the reason they really didn't want to know on there, at one point when they took a little video, I was slapping one of the kids. So that was inappropriate, they said.
Yeah.
That, the kid was talking a little bit, and I said, hey, rap. And they said, take the video down. You can't slap other people's children. Yeah. Did you know that?
No, you're
That
not
you're not allowed to go.
Now, but no slapping. But what about a backhand? Can you?
Isn't that a slap on the backhand? It's a
Well,
fresh one.
slap than a backhand.
A fresh one, right?
A fresh one, yeah.
Did we discuss this at one point?
It's nothing like the element of surprise.
No, but did you ever hear the expression? I'll give you a fresh one?
No.
Steve? No? I'll give you a fresh one? You never heard that?
That's like 1970s.
Probably 1960s.
Okay.
That was the expression. Come over here. I'll give you a fresh one.
I remember.
That is definitely an Italian thing.
Yeah.
Sister Rose Dominic was the one that gave me the fresh one.
But that's an Italian thing.
I remember Why I Oughta Pound You. Remember that in the old movies? Why I Oughta Pound You.
Yeah.
I don't know what movie that's from, but
Pickleball.
yeah, tell us.
I joined my first league.
Look at that, people.
Having
Right
a
here.
ball, meeting some really nice people.
Yeah.
Not playing too serious. I was playing the other day, very nice. Playing against a team, a mixed team. Just, I thought I was better than them. So I don't want to, be a jackass and smash them back. This girl, should I say chick? That wasn't nice.
Wow.
She slams the ball. Pada ping, right in the face. She hits me, right?
Oh.
I went, that's it. I'm coming after you, girlie. And we had so much fun. She was laughing.
Now, tell them you also joined a new league, huh?
Pickleball league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you already started that one?
No. No. I was filling in for other people in that league.
I got you.
Yeah, I was filling in for other people.
Okay.
Yeah. So pickleball is a lot of fun. Get out there. If you don't exercise, you don't work out, it's great. You can start slow. You're getting a little exercise. You're meeting new people. They have these open sessions, Richie, where you just sign up in advance and you go down and you rotate and you're meeting all new people.
I went down. You had me down in an open session. And what I have to say about the sport,
yes,
you do not have to be athletic. But you pick it up quick. And it's, You don't know how surprisingly.
That's what he's saying.
It was you could just gain speed and figure it out,
Well, I was playing with an 80-year-old woman the other day and a 75-year-old woman against them, and they beat me.
Well, here's what I love about it. You could take that paddle and whack, and the ball goes.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It goes pretty fast.
Well, yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
All right, so let's go to our break, and we'll be back with our first guest, Steve Michael, depending
right after
on
this.
Who's talking to him.
We'll explain.
We will.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualified.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
Did you ever count? Hey, we're back. Laughter Saves Lives.
Live.
No.
I
Laughter Saves Lives.
live.
Oh, you did it. All right.
I got it.
We're back with Steven, Michael, or
special
Steve.
guest.
Special guest. Steve does the show before us.
Yeah.
And we're always coming in during his show, and and he's always saying, quiet, but now here he is. We love this guy.
I think that's Bobby saying quiet.
Yeah, he's an animated guy. He's Italian. We love him. We love animation. And he's a police officer.
Look at that.
NYPD, our heroes.
33 years on, inspector.
33 years?
33. I'm an inspector. I run the Transit Anti-Terrorism.
Holy crap. That's
a biggie.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for protecting our city. My dad still lives in the city, my daughter. So thank you for all of that. And
hey! I love Bobby.
You know him?
I've met her on the show.
Oh.
Mickey Delaney.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Well, it's good to have you,
I
Steve.
follow all the shows.
33 years.
33.
So tell us a little bit about your career. Where did you start out? And
So I started out in 1989, Academy, right out of college. And we started out in Harlem.
Right.
My training was in Harlem, and then I went into the 3-4 precinct, which was Washington Heights, right before the Washington Heights riots.
Wow.
Okay.
I was a police officer there 5 years. I made supervisor. I went to Brooklyn, worked in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I did warrants, and then I made lieutenant. I stayed in Brooklyn. I was all over the place from Fort Greene. I was in Williamsburg. I made captain. I stayed in Brooklyn.
Wow.
I was in Crown Heights. I ran Bed-Stuy precinct. I ran a borough crime, robberies and guns off the streets as a captain. And then made deputy inspector, moved out to transit. And ran the boroughs in transit, Bronx, Manhattan. And the last 3 years, I've been a CEO Transit Anti-Terrorism. Hopefully we prevent terrorism in a transit system.
That is
prevent crime.
That is an impressive resume. What's more,
now, what have you done?
Before you embarrass me, what I'm saying is what's more impressive. What's impressive is he's very impressive.
Yeah.
You actually listen to him more than you've ever listened to me.
I'm
Like
glued.
riveted. I talk to you and you start wondering, is that a window up there?
What?
That's like a marriage. Sometimes you're talking, you're not listening all the time.
Amazing career, and you're still active. How many years you want to go?
I don't know. I do a month by month. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I also do suicide awareness with the NYPD. I'm a member of PAPA. We're trained. We help active and retired members for going through something. We're on call 24 hours a day. They call a number, active police officer retirees, and we call back and we're on call and we get them help.
Now let's talk more about that because that is awesome. That is something that's really needed with emergency responders, veterans, really anybody.
I think I like this set. I don't want to cut you up. I'm starting to like this table too, man.
Yeah.
Now, don't say that too much because Bobby, we're like, a second away from Bobby, pissing him off. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Because we'll come in next week and Steve will be in front of our set and we'll be like in front of the bathroom.
But he's going to have police cars and stuff.
Yeah, but he likes the set. We could put a police car in there somewhere in the front and.
I would have the Caribbean blue water, I think. Like I do virtual vacation, I have the blue water behind me.
Oh, that would be nice.
Then I could go like the mountains behind me. I flip the switch like that.
That would be nice. You mentioned something before. I wanted to bring something up that you mentioned on your show, and I forgot what it was. I'll think of it later. No. But
my show?
We're talking. It was something on your show I wanted to bring up.
You heard it
very
today?
Interesting. Yeah. But I'll think about it when Steve is home about 2 hours.
Yeah,
he'll be home asleep, and I'll give him a call and say, "Hey, Steve. All right. So suicide. So how many? Can we give a number? With how big a problem this is in New York City, because that's your expertise.
So I would say I started PAPA in 2018. I volunteered.
Which stands for what?
Police officer providing peer police officers providing peer assistance.
Okay.
All right. So I've been trained. So I started 2018, and in 2019 we had 10 active members of service commit suicide. When I say active, they were still working. And they committed suicide. We have a lot of retirees that do it. It's a big epidemic with the fire department, police department, military. I thought I had to do something different, and I started my show, and it's actually 4 years now. Started 2019, Keeping It Real, Steve Michael, and it's about mental health awareness, faith, hope, and never giving up. And I go around. I talk to kids incarcerated. Right. I talk to churches, any church they want to bring me down. I talk. I go to a lot of events. I talk. Like you do, I do a lot of talking about mental health, about just giving faith. God spared me in 2010. to be where I am now. I went through a lot in 2010. Could have been a statistic,
right?
Personal, professionally. My mother died at the same time,
right?
And God spared me to bring me to where I am now to help other people. And that's
excellent.
Why I do it.
You're doing great work.
Wow.
You're doing great work, and thanks for being here tonight.
I feel so insignificant.
You really are.
Come on.
I make people laugh.
That's a good thing. That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. Especially a crowd or room that come to laugh is a tough job for you guys. I make people laugh because I'm an animated character.
Right.
But I don't realize how hard it is when you prepare a speech. When you guys prepare, it's hard.
That's a correct word for him, a speech, right?
Yeah, that's what I do.
He goes up in the middle of a comedy club, makes a nice speech.
I do something very different than other
nice
comics.
sermon. He does a sermon.
I have a piece of paper when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
And it says punchline on the back. And anytime I deliver a punchline, I put it up because that's the only way they know.
Applaud.
I was trying to get you to come down to September 9th to a big event, but you're going to be away for 9/11.
I'm going to be in, you know this, I'm going to Utah.
Yeah.
Is that where I'm going? Utah? I get them all mixed up. Little Falls.
Nice.
And they're doing a 9/11 event out there. They asked me to come out and be.
Is that a heroes tour or is it just you?
It is. See, I can hear the subtle jokes.
No,
yeah, you're very subtle. It is not just me.
Is he coming along or no?
I get invited to Ohio.
Yes.
But
Richie's coming to Ohio with me. You say that's not a big deal. Listen, what we're going to be doing.
No, it is. It's nice.
I don't want to take away from Steve, but listen what we're going to be doing, Steve.
Talk about us.
We're going to Ohio. Last year, I went out to Kent, Ohio, a young firefighter who grew up with a single mom, struggled as a child, started this organization. They raise money and they buy coats and boots for kids who are starting school that year that don't have. So last year, we did the show, and I think we bought about 20 pairs only because there was a lot going on. We didn't plan the show right. I said we're coming back. We're going to go back this year. I'm going to bring Richie with me this year.
Right.
And we're going
road trip.
If anybody could sell boots.
Yeah, Richie.
Was that the Susquehanna Hat Company?
There
you go.
There we go. Is that Slowly I Turn?
No, it's Abbott and Costello.
Oh, all right. So let's get back to our guest because I digress.
You're very nostalgic too. You know a lot of the
especially music.
Oh, music. I know you in your show. You have favorite songs of different eras and stuff. Yeah.
So I just want to say one thing. We're having a big event September 9th. Project Dank and Cop is a nonprofit. I do a lot of work with them. They help first responders, all police officers, firemen, military. It's a big event. It's going to be in La Novella, September 9th. Last time we sold out 170 people.
Wow.
It's for a good cause, for Project Dank Cop, a nonprofit. And it's going to be Saturday night, September 9th, 7:30. If you're out there, you want to go to a great event. And the best thing about it is not only do we honor people, we also have live performance. Music-wise, I have Inspector Greg Dantana Mackey. He sings. Like Makia Brown, she did opening day at Citi Field.
Wow.
She sings. She sings for me. I have Sally Batista, Michelle Jameson,
nice.
And the first show we did was our friend Frank Fiella, retired sergeant.
Of course, yeah.
And then it was
Frank
Fiella is a graduate in my class.
Did he sing, Frank? Did he sing?
No.
What did he do?
He talked again. You brought about dinner. He said, they got to stop eating. I'm not, don't announce me till dinner's over. I said, okay. I got timetable. So I'm like, is dinner over now?
Do we have a flyer? Do you have a flyer of that event?
It will be out. I'll give it to you next week.
Okay, we'll post it next week.
It'll be tomorrow. It'll be done.
All right, listen. We're actually freaking out of time. I mean, we want this guy back again because he's got so much.
Good.
You know, it's a song like "Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling" right next door.
Yeah.
If you want me twice on the pie.
We're good.
Hold on.
We have a producer.
We're good. You can talk a little longer because our next guest isn't in yet, so you can talk.
Yeah, she's right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's right here.
She came from Arizona.
She came from Arizona.
She flew over from Arizona.
All right, then get him now out of here.
How much time do we have, Alex? No. How much more time with Steve? We have 25 minutes
total. Yeah.
All right. No.
I like
it. He's a time manager.
No.
Brian's my time manager.
Yeah. Well, it's not accurate.
No, now it's Alex.
I'm not going to blame Alex because you don't point a finger at somebody.
You have it. I have it.
No. You know what happened?
What?
Alex made a mistake. I'm not going to blame Alex.
The clock's there.
The clock is counting down, not up.
So
let's not spend 5 minutes talking about it.
Yeah. The first time I came to this show, he puts the clock up, Bobby. And I'm like,
so talk more about the event, you know.
Right.
All right. So
how do they get their
tickets?
Seats.
We'll put flyers up. They go to Project Anchop. They can Venmo. There's a number, a call, or they on the computer page now. The flyer be out. You get your tickets that way. You get it. You're on a list. When you show up to the door, everything's good. Why we do it? I do it in memory of my police officer, Johnny Williams Lawrence. He passed away. It'll be 2 years now in June. He was a police officer, 19 years, died of cancer. Again, 9/11
related cancer.
Yes, wow. Yes, and we do it for him, and we do it for other people. But
tell us a little bit about Johnny.
So Johnny,
you got a story?
Johnny, Johnny's wife used to work for me as a police officer. She made sergeant. She gets married. I see Johnny on Facebook when he's going through cancer. He beat it. He beat cancer. So I bring him on. I become good friends. Johnny, I'll tell you about Johnny. Good stories. That Johnny was battling cancer, stage 4, and he was also part of Team Body Right. He had a workout following with him and his friend. He was doing a suicide. He was doing cancer awareness groups. And he was doing my show, and he was doing a radio show. Remember, Chronicles of Johnny Williams Lawrence. He tape recorded himself, and the last show he did was Stevie Wonder. What's that song in the Suns?
Sunshine of My Life? No.
There's a place in the sun. So at the end, I'm going to tell you how crazy, because House, he did the hype guy. At the end, he's talking to and he typed her, and he ends up dying like 3 months later. But in the end to that song, you listen to the words, and he says this, I want to say thank you for this one, that one, and he says my name. So I go to do a radio appearance. He tells me about it. I didn't hear the show, and he starts playing it, and I start like tearing up, crying. Because he's talking to me. But the funny thing about Johnny is, Johnny was a health freak, but the problem is when we did the show in another place, Dunkin' Donuts, I'm like, I don't want to give him cake. So all he had was bananas. So every time I come to this show, do the show, Johnny would come, I give bananas. I'm like, oh, sorry, that's all I got, bananas. So one day I do a story about life. It's an apple,
right?
The lemon,
right?
And a banana. I do it about him, and I said, Johnny, today, guess what? You get an apple, you get a lemon, and you get a banana when we're all over. So he's a good man, good man.
All right, so tell us one more time, what's the date to that event?
Saturday, September 9th, wherever you are. You're at Bar Mitzvah, a quinceanilla, a wedding, wherever you are, you got to tune into our show. It's going to be live, 1 hour and 15 minutes live show. You're going to see us live. And if you want to come in for the whole experience, you come to La Novella, get tickets in advance. Saturday, September 9th. I promise you.
What town is La Novella in?
East Meadow, Long Island.
Right here.
I promise you, every show is getting better and better and bigger, and it's becoming a big following. And you know what I want to do? I want to do something with you guys.
Yes.
The Loft in Belmore.
Yes.
Bedford Avenue.
Yes.
I want to put our names on a thing. I want to do someone knows someone. We could do an event. There's a stage at Theater 1. We could do our shows.
Yeah.
And then we could do something upstairs. The
Yes.
Loft.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm thinking about us.
You know what? I went on there one night with the ladder. I put my name on there anyway.
Did
you? Yeah, I just went up there.
And now that Rich Walker's very short.
Yeah. You put that on the back of the sign.
You're quiet. You're quiet.
He gets the.
I gotta see you. I gotta see you.
Oh wait, look at have.
I know.
On both sides of it.
I give you heat stroke.
I have to be quiet.
Thank you, Stephen Michael.
Thank you, Steve. Stay right there. All right, we're going.
It's been too long.
We'll be right back.
Next week, come on the show.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen Michael.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with our guest Denise Meredith.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that can save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac. People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child.
As simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
The plates.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives live. Look at us, we're going down. Look, we're in height order.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Yeah, we'll leave it. There's nothing we can do about it. Hello, our guest Denise. How are you?
I'm great.
Denise Meredith.
Listen, there is something you can do about it. Have Rich and her switch.
No, it's too much.
Okay.
It's too much hassle back here.
We're good.
We're good.
She looks great.
We got a deal. So thank you so much for coming from
Arizona.
Yeah. Is that our furthest guest?
I think you're the
Really?
furthest.
Oh.
Yeah.
I picked her up at the airport, and she flew in, and I'm bringing her back. No.
Helicopter.
No.
I took the Long Island Running
was,
today.
you were at Cornell yesterday? Was that
this past weekend? Yeah.
Cornell? Doing a book signing? Or?
Yep, I did a book signing.
And now she's at Laughter Saves Lives. Is that the book?
Yes, that's the book.
Right there.
Thoughts While Chillin'. That's my life story.
And now she's on Laughter Saves Lives Live. Cornell?
Yeah.
Right here.
So that's a good deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
No, and you know what? Sweetheart, I said to her, listen, you don't have to come out. She was staying in Manhattan tonight, right?
Yeah.
I go, you don't have to come out with a railroad or whatever. I said, you can Zoom in. And she was like, nah, I'll come out.
Yeah.
She hasn't been on a train in 20 years.
I haven't been on there long. I love it. I love trains.
Yeah, she came out. We went to the Massapequa Diner.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the Massapequa Diner was thinking, if she's some superstar or something. They gave her a meal. Courses kept coming out.
They kept coming out. Right.
Pasta and salad. And then they said, you want dessert?
And what did we say? Yes.
No, well, I went, I shouldn't eat dessert. And you said, yeah, we'll share it. I went, okay. Okay. So it's so nice to have you here.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for
You have
inviting me.
such a diverse, interesting background that we could spend so long.
This is so incredible.
Yeah. She has a resume here that goes on and on. But tell our audience, first of all, where did you grow up? Where were you born? Would you grow up?
I was born in Canarsie.
Right in Canarsie.
Where else? Yeah.
Canarsie. And you tell a little bit about your dad. That was such an interesting story.
Oh, yeah. My dad was sort of a Renaissance man. He was a musician. He was in the Army career.
Wow.
Army strong for 20 years. Wow. He carpenter, you name it. Writer, photographer, all of that. So he was a Renaissance man.
So now you ended up attending Cornell.
Yeah.
Which must have been a big deal back then, no?
Yeah. And actually, that was my mother's influence. She was really liked animals, and I grew up with all kinds of pets.
Right.
And she worked with the Humane Society and all of that. Right. So I wanted to be a vet, but nobody told me that it didn't let women be vets until I got there.
Until you got there.
Yeah, right.
And how did it take you, Steve? How did they actually tell you? Like, how did they come out with that?
They probably just said it. Right?
Well, yeah, they did actually. Yeah. But they were letting like one woman a year in the vet school.
Oh.
And they had all these requirements.
Right.
Like you had to work for a vet.
Like you had to be a man?
Close. and you had to work for a vet during the summers, which I was all for that. Except you go down, you go down to the career office and they say, we don't have women working for vets.
Right. So they deterred you in every way they could.
Yeah. So you didn't make it. But it turned out for the better. Because what I say is, people slam the door in your face and God opens the other one.
That's right.
Okay. So you talked about advisor. My advisor told me I wasn't going to be a vet because Black people didn't know how to study.
Nice.
Well, different time.
Don't hold back. Right?
No, right. Yeah. So that was his last day as my advisor, needless to say. So I bumped into another professor, Dr. Daniel Thompson, who was in wildlife biology.
Yeah.
And so that's how I became a wildlife biologist.
And that's where you went in.
Yeah.
Wildlife biology.
And they didn't have any women then.
Either.
But they didn't say they didn't want any women.
Okay.
Big difference. So
they just didn't have.
They just didn't have.
Is that because, I'm just sorry.
No, good. No.
That there wasn't an interest by women in that field?
Oh, no.
Or they were interested?
Oh, yeah, they were. Yeah, because they're still back in the time where women could be teachers or nurses.
Right.
Right. And if you stepped outside of
biologists,
not if you stepped outside of that time.
And there's a lot of times during your life, from our discussions, that there was no women. You were the first woman to do this.
I was the first everything.
Yeah. Amazing. So you got into now your wildlife background. Where did that lead you?
Oh, so
how many years?
2 weeks out of Cornell, I was working in Nevada as a wildlife biologist with the Bureau of Land Management, which was I was the first woman they had ever hired.
There you go.
Federal agency, first woman professional that they had ever hired there. So I was the first everything after that.
So you were a veterinarian?
No. Wildlife biologist.
Now, were you ever like one of those ranger people in the parks working in the federal?
I had them working for me. So that was the thing.
For you.
So I worked my way up. I went in a lot of states. I worked in California, Nevada, New Mexico, etc. And eventually I wound up being the top employee in the Clinton administration, the top career employee. of that agency.
Really?
Of the Clinton administration.
Of the
top career, not appointed,
of that agency.
career.
Yeah, of that of the Bureau of Land Management. So I had.
So how many people were underneath you?
10,000.
10,000.
Had $1 billion budget.
I needed a job back then. I wish I would have known it.
I had $1 billion budget.
Billion?
Yes, 1 billion, and 200 officers. So.
Wow.
Okay, this might be the biggest, most famous person sitting on this show.
Really?
Right? I
Really?
mean, it's
No.
so
Very impressive.
Now, did you ever meet Bill Clinton?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have.
Oh yeah.
How many times?
Just actually, when I was with the Bureau of Land Management, he was still governor, so I met him before he became president.
Okay.
In
I
Arkansas.
have never to get political, but I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is the new administration getting heavily involved again with wildlife?
Has it gotten better or worse? Can we say that? Has it gotten
Because
better?
I know that we had a few rough years where there wasn't that much attention on it, or even negative attention towards it. Did we swing the pendulum back the other way?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot going on now in endangered species. And the problem is now you're getting endangered species like this might be the end. Like
of what?
Elephants, like they may only be a few more years if they're out in the wild. Right.
Can we fix it?
Well, we're almost too late. That's the issue. But
Elephants in our country?
no, we don't. Yeah.
In
No,
Africa
wild.
and
wild.
India, right?
And
Really?
giraffes are pretty much endangered. They were almost on the way out. So this is sort of it, our last chance.
They don't do it through breeding projects.
Yeah, like
and,
what kind of projects
they
do they
could
do?
raise thousands, can't they?
Yeah, but
it's difficult
to have them, in the wild is,
How do you
better.
put them back into
Yeah,
the
you
wild?
can't sort of get them back in.
We
And
can't.
so-
We can't recreate that.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
No.
because the habitat has changed. That's the other reason they're endangered. It's not just the poaching, which is a big thing,
Right.
but also they're, the wild
It's
areas.
cities and
are-
everything coming in and just
Right.
ruining
Expanding and-
their.
Oh, that's just
but they're working on all kinds of things like cloning and everything else. So, to be able to preserve the species itself. But in the wild, it'll be.
But
different
still,
thing.
like you said, there's
Right.
nowhere for them to go.
Wow, it's
Right.
so interesting. So interesting.
It's exciting. So wildlife turned out to be a lot more interesting than being a vet
Yeah.
in an office.
Yeah.
So now, what was next after that?
Yeah.
How do you top that?
How many years? How many years did you work?
29 years.
29
I
years.
was at the Bureau of Land Management.
Okay.
Then I got to retire early. They had a special deal. I said, yeah, over here.
So now you retired from that.
Yeah, I retired.
Wildlife biology.
Yeah.
Biology.
Well, actually going all the way up to executive.
Now
director.
tell us about your latest project and how you got into that. Because
That-
this is if you look at the two, you go, what? How did you get from there to there? You know?
Yeah. Interesting. The Bureau of Land Management, we managed all the outdoors, so all kinds of outdoor recreation. And so when I retired, it sort of slipped into that same thing as far as recreation, except indoor sports. I did a lot of sports work. So I helped get the stadium built there in Phoenix, the football stadium. The
And
NFL stadium.
when you say you helped build it,
I had to get
it built.
approved. I had to get it approved by the voters. So I was
Had to
did
go-
PR, did all
right,
the
right,
public
right, right.
meetings for that.
Right.
And that was controversial. That was as bad as having a government meeting.
It was, yeah.
So we did get it approved and then built and the spring training stadiums. I love baseball. Spring
Me too.
training stadiums there, same thing, allocating money, getting money allocated for those.
Right.
you got. I'm coming out to the Arizona Fall League. I told
Yep,
you that.
yep.
So
Yeah,
find a place for
welcome
Johnny.
it. I
All
will.
right.
I definitely will.
All right.
So yeah, baseball is my favorite. So we.
That's awesome.
So I was in the sports arena, and I even had a nonprofit linking sports and communities for 14 years. I ran that, and that worked with student athletes between the ages of 12 and 18, trying to get them to stay in school, lead healthy lifestyles, and be financially responsible.
Very good.
So I did that, which leads me to my pet project right now. Well, I've always worked as a sort of independent consultant, and then I had a group. Anyway, my group is called World's Best Connectors. People like me, overachievers, I guess, or super ambitious or something. But we're working on a project to provide business education for college athletes because they're not getting that.
Right.
Right. The school's pretty much, like you said, 2% of these athletes go to pros.
Yeah.
Right. And the rest are kind of left out to dry when they graduate. Like,
much.
play sports.
Yep.
oh, you graduated now. You know, what do you do with it? Yeah,
right? Yeah, and that's sinful to me because you think
Absolutely.
of all the
talent.
Talent. These kids have charisma. They have leadership abilities. They have, and they don't make it. They don't make it. So what we're doing is giving them virtual classes, so you can be in any college in any sport. Virtual classes, how to write a business plan, how to set up an LLC, how to, what team do you need around? Because that's the problem. They pick the wrong people to be around them.
Sure. That's right.
You know, so give them some help.
I've done that with my co-host.
Oh,
I beat you. You were coming at me. I said, that's not bad. That's because we love each other.
We both saw an open door there.
Yes. Yeah, right. Step right in, right?
That was funny.
That's great. So we, so they do, so they take these classes and whatever, write a business plan and how to present, and then we give them an internship for real working experience.
Nice.
And so the point is that everybody in our program will graduate with their own business.
Look at that.
If they want.
If they want.
If
they
they
have to win.
Now, do they realize, like, while in school, that 2%? Is it everybody that squirrel trying to get that nut?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they well, kids, you remember, we're not realistic about things.
Yeah, I think a lot of that, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong,
Uh-huh.
that 2%, there may be, I'm going to give a ball, maybe 25% who think they can be in that 2%.
Oh, yeah. All of them
That's
think
part
they-
of the
right.
problem, right?
Yeah, that's the main
because they're
problem.
really good.
Right.
They're really good, and the people they're competing against, but they don't see the whole picture is how many people are that good, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I think the other ones love competing and love playing sports, and it takes up a lot of time to work out, right? So they're not looking, when they graduate, they're looking at the game next week. They're looking at making the team next year or whatever. And I can see that because if you're not playing sports, you have a lot more time for your studies.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, like even one of the ways they were trying maybe to solve that problem, like even with the other professional league, not Major League Baseball, but like on Long Island and Connecticut, the tri-state area, we have
the Ducks,
and the Cyclones, the Brooklyn Cyclones, and these guys are like really good, you know, and gals, whatever. But so it's just interesting that you may not be going to the pros, Major League Baseball, but now.
But Richie, you know those on those teams,
again,
the
it's still
independent
small.
teams, some of them are trying to get back into the pros.
They're always
hoping.
They're hoping.
They're trying to get back. They were in the pros trying to get back. Other ones are playing just for fun, believe it or not.
That's right.
And other ones did not make it to the pros, so they're trying to get another look. But they're not doing that for money because the money they're making
the money
is
is
nothing.
terrible.
It's nothing when you play for the Ducks. I mean, we're making more, with our comedy gigs.
Well, there's celebrities, though, on Long Island. People know them when they see them.
And that's the other thing when I work with students, even when I used to work with adult athletes, you can be a hero in your town. Okay.
Right.
You can be
Which
the
is
top
acceptable,
dog.
right?
You can be the top dog. You can have a car dealership, be the top dog in your town or whatever.
Right.
And so that's why we try to get them, because sometimes everybody wants to be Michael Jordan. Guess what?
Right.
It's not going to happen, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't be well respected, worshipped in your own
comedy
place
wise,
of
I'm a big fish in a little pond. He's a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
But no,
But I'm in the pond. I'm in the pond.
At least you're in the pond, right?
I'm in the pond. All right. So give us another project that you had worked on that you're very proud of.
Okay. Well, how we sort of got together.
Right.
I'll start with Kim Adair, who's there in Tucson. Hi, Kim.
Hey, Kim, she's watching.
She's watching. So she's Butt Check is the name of her organization, which people cringe. But anyway, colon cancer is a growing. It's a growing illness right now, and it's something that's very curable. That's the whole thing. If they catch it early.
And that's something that I got to talk to Kim about, because I don't remember we were talking how I met Kim, but I know it was because my mother had colon cancer, and I wanted to do something in memory of my mom, which we really haven't accomplished yet. I wanted, obviously, through comedy. And you want us to come out, right?
Yeah,
come out. So Richie and I can get on a plane, and we'll come out. We'll do a few shows and raise some money for any of these programs in memory of my guys lost on 9/11. It doesn't really matter. Hey, Kim,
Yeah.
So
I'm helping her PR wise that program.
Yeah.
Also, 1 in 9, as I mentioned to you, is another group there in Phoenix. Kidney disease, because it's the same thing. Both of these diseases, people don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Nobody knows anything about it. Nobody wants to talk about it, and yet, kidney disease, people find it out too late.
Right.
In that case, usually.
Yeah.
When it's dialysis time, that's
what it is.
late,
It's like out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to know anything. Like, don't.
Well, even going to the doctor, right?
Oh yeah.
If you avoid going to the doctor, it's not going to help in the long run. But people are afraid of what the doctor's going to say. I think I've reached a point where I'm trying to go. Like I went to the nutritionist today because I know I'm slipping with my diabetes and the way I'm eating it, and I just needed a little slap, And he goes, well, "What are you doing that for? You shouldn't be doing." And I walked out and I going, "Okay, I got a little more confidence now." So go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Get your test done on a regular basis. Anything else you want to add?
Project Nilo is the name of my nonprofit for the education.
How do you spell
that? Project NILO. So what we're doing is we're adding ownership to NIL, which name, image, and likeness is the phrase now that everyone uses. And what happened was the NCAA changed their rules to play in college.
Right.
And that had been very controversial for a long time.
Wow.
But they did it, just threw it out there. No rules, no regs. Guess what? So sort of chaotic.
Yeah.
So, and what I was concerned about, I didn't hear anybody talking about the kids. They're talking about the money. So colleges are competing with each other. Everybody's fighting over these kids.
Especially now.
Yeah, it's sort of a mess. Yeah. So how we differ, how Project Nilo differs is that one, we want every kid to have their own business, right? That one, we're open to all sports. NIL, they're pretty much focused on football and basketball. A few other people sprinkled in there, but you don't see women. I mean, it's basically male dominated. So we're open to male, female, gay, whoever, is in sports.
Yeah.
We also involve the parents. So that's another big thing too.
Well,
so
you are touching so many different lives with all that you do.
Okay.
It's such an interesting guest to have on. And like Richie said, I mean,
you're fantastic.
Right? Yeah, like
another hero.
Yeah.
Too bad you didn't do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that too. We don't want to do that too.
I'd love to do that too.
She loves stand-up comedy, by the way.
Set two comedians up with a business plan in case the comedy doesn't work out. I'm just saying.
Just fall back, right? Plan B.
I already asked her.
You did. Way ahead.
Yes, but
what a pleasure was that.
Yes, to be so nice to have you on.
I enjoyed being here.
And don't go anywhere. I'll drive you to the train station.
Okay.
We'll look at the stations. Let's go to a break, and we're going to bring Alex out to see if he could do some yucks because our comic had an emergency.
Right.
And we have Alex coming out in an emergency. So let's see what he can do.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Zwanger Passeri has been delivering a true patient-centric experience for the past 70 years. You can always expect to be cared for with compassion, scanned on the latest technology, and a highly trained subspecialized radiologist to interpret your images.
And we're back to Laughter Saves Lives.
I forgot Alex's last name. Alex Bradley? No.
Yes, Alex.
How did I forget his last name? This is I'm going through. That's ridiculous. I feel. Hey, Alex.
Hey, John.
Thank you for filling in an emergency. Our comic canceled, and Butch said, "Who can we get?" And I said, "Alex."
Right
and
here.
Butch said, "Yeah, but who can we get?" He said it twice.
Great news. Alex just went on to the next round
in a comedy competition.
At the Laughter.
Whatever it is. Laugh off.
The comedy laugh off here on Long Island.
Now, like Pickleball, are you beating up on like very new comics? Are you going in there and like?
Is it ridiculous how you just?
Them up,
yeah.
That helps me in the competition because they're all discombobulated.
Yeah, you walk in and go, "Hey, don't screw up."
Yes.
Can't hear a word Alex is saying.
Oh, it's
on. It's on.
It's on.
Can you hear if I do this?
Now we can hear you.
All right.
Even my mic, I could bring closer to Alex.
No,
Just
we're
talk
good. We're
like
good.
this.
How's that sound?
All right, good.
You know what? I want to address this the timer controversy.
Yes, please.
I see. I'm accused of making.
Well, it wasn't
these
an
mistakes.
accusation, really.
And last week I put the Barasch and McGarry logo up late, and I did. But you got to understand.
Yes.
I'm back there. I'm putting out tons of fires constantly.
Fires.
Literal fires. And Butch calls me on the phone. I'm supposed to listen for when you guys say Barasch and McGarry and put it on. Butch calls me on the phone. I'm talking to him.
Yes.
And he's like, Alex, can you hop in one of those fire trucks and move it out of the shot? I'm like, Butch, I can't move that fire truck. You need like a special license.
So really,
and then I'm dealing with all this stuff, and then it's like, oh, Alex didn't do the Barasch.
I'm sorry. If I made an accusation,
we're just teasing.
We're just teasing with you.
Yeah.
But the clock's got to count down.
Like
you like my Moe's folder?
I like the taco. Looks like it's a Trump supporter.
Moe's was a supporter, a small sponsor. We'd like to get Moe's back, by the way.
Yeah.
So tell us what's going on in your life in the last 3.5 minutes. Yeah. Anything new? Because you always have such interesting stories.
I was just thinking about how if I knew I was going to be on TV today, I would have combed my hair probably.
We agree, right? And Richie's like, I wish I had the hair that Alex had, right? Me too.
What are you saying?
Look at him. He's like the early Beatles.
Still,
yeah.
You changed your haircut. You used to be the Amish.
Longer, yeah.
Right? The Amish.
It was longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have jokes.
You have some jokes, or you just looking on your phone? What
was the big winner the other night?
School.
Oh,
whoa! I was really nervous. I thought that I wasn't good enough to get into grad school.
Right.
Because they said it was very selective.
Right.
And I thought I wasn't good enough. But it turns out they were lying. It's not that hard to get in.
Oh, no? It's not?
So that's a relief.
You need a checkbook.
I called their bluff.
You showed them your bank account?
Yeah, I really felt like I was getting one over on them, like by getting in. And then I realized I'm still paying them thousands of dollars.
That's right.
So it's kind of a win-win for them.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Congrats. That's awesome. Do you have a business plan?
Nope.
No,
we have somebody who can help you with a business plan.
I'm looking for an apartment. And I went on this. It's ridiculous. I went on this this app for finding roommates.
Yeah, yeah, roommates.
Yeah, and people say like stupid stuff. Like somebody was saying I'm looking for someone with like positive energy. It's like I just want somewhere to sleep. I'm not gonna heal your chakras. I don't know.
Heal you. What was that? Heal your
chakras.
Oh, I got to look up a word again now.
What is a chakra?
Stupid.
I'm
Why
like,
do you got to use big words when you're around?
Wait a minute, I know where I could find it.
Chakra.
In Denise's book.
In Denise's book, we can find. Can you see that word? All right, we got another hit on your book there. We got another hit on your book.
How do we Amazon? What do you want? There you go, Amazon.com, right there.
Amazon.com.
And it's Thoughts While Chilling, right?
Thoughts While Chakra.
By Denise Meredith. There you have it. Okay. Go ahead. So
go ahead. I'll look it up later.
So
yes,
so
I'm sorry.
if
you brought out a book, we'd be showing your book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my bad, I guess.
Right. Now, do you have any jokes like without big words?
For John.
For John, yeah.
I've been trying to learn how to paint.
Oh,
that's
you're
good. That's a relaxing hobby.
I painted an apple.
Nice.
Horrible idea. It made it taste like paint.
Did you see that coming?
No,
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see
that was good.
We should close.
Now I
on
know
that.
why he advanced.
Yes.
What was the big clincher the other night?
Yeah, what was your big close? Even if you used it before.
Right, that made everyone go, I'm voting
wow, Alex. Was it everybody else sucked, or was it like a good punchline you had?
Right.
I think I brought people. They saw that. They're this kid's got something.
He brought paint customers.
Yeah.
He's funny.
The categories for the judging, it's this promotion, profit, liability, overhead, third quarter growth. So I nailed it on all of them. I was
that's great.
Cash,
funny was somewhere in the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know if they consider that.
When is the next round?
Yeah, it's July 20th. I think.
July 20th.
It's so spread out.
Well, they're hoping you write more stuff.
Where can we find you now? People want to go see you. Where can they?
You mean online or you mean online?
Online.
Both?
Well, I mean, where?
On Instagram.
He's on Instagram. Alex Bradley. Yeah.
At Alex B Comedy.
Oh.
The letter B, not the word B.
Alex B Chakra.
Alex B Chakra. That's my new bit. I'm going to say
Alex B.
Folks, you ever notice how Alex B Chakra?
Yes.
Chakra. Each of the centers of spiritual power in the human body, usually considered to be 7.
That's it. Good night, Alex.
All right. Great, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
All
that
right.
was great. So we'll be back next week. We have already booked a guest next week. Should be a good night.
John LaRocchia.
John, we don't have to be
Other way, left.
That's all right. We're going there. Good night, everybody. We're heading to the Mass Speak with Dinah. Thank you so much. Good night.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer that circle the lips? Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball, play ball.